Hello, all you suicide warriors. Dan Pelly here, inspirational speaker, suicide warrior. The topic of this video is victories. We can never lose sight of the victories that we've had in our life. Even through our darkest moments, I know it's difficult to remember the victories that we've had. And I had my struggles with it too, when we lose our self-worth and we want to give up. And I did give up twice, 1997 and 2010. It was the two biggest mistakes I could have ever made in my life. And now I'm public since 2016 to help people to never give up and choose life. But the biggest victory is being born. Being born is our biggest victory because it's precious. It's more precious than money we can accumulate, material things we can accumulate, any relationships that we can have. Life is precious. This is why it's behind me today in this video, to never give up. And your life matters. It's just so important that we value ourselves, so we can lose our self-worth when we lose money, businesses, marriages, someone gets hurt, a family member gets hurt, or a child gets hurt, or we lose a child, or we could become ill. Even over the worst illnesses, you can see some people that have recovered or not recovered, and they still carry on, and they inspire me a lot. But if you're suffering right now in a really deep way and you want to not be here, you should reach out to a family member or ask for help. That's a big victory also, to ask for help. It takes courage to ask for help, and dial that 988 number and help yourself. But I can tell you some of the victories that I've had. And another victory that I had was when I was walking and I was suffering months of it and just not feeling any kind of peace in my heart and just wondering when it was going to come back. But the day did come as I was walking. I was just showered one day. I felt it come over me that I am worthy and I do matter. And it's not about everybody else and what I can do for everybody else and how much I can do as a man. And we got to pull ourselves up by the bootstraps and take care of everybody. Got to take care of you too. You got to take care of yourself. You got to love yourself. But it showered me, and what it was serenity. That's a victory in itself. That serenity was so important. It just really made me take a deep breath of air and feel alive again. And that serenity was just wonderful. And to have this peace in my heart that came over me. And it was just there after my sufferings and my recovery programs, my medication, my therapist. And that serenity is really a strong victory, because you feel so worthy that I'm breathing, I'm alive. Yeah, I might not have a lot right now, and I might have lost everything, but I can regain it and I can get back to where I was again, just like I am today, since I come out of it in 2011 and 12, and now I'm no longer on any medication since then. Made a determination to get off it, started practicing Buddhism, whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. I was going for things that I had to do and things that were very important to me. And I says, you know what? I got to take care of Dan. I got to get healthy, because people will look at you like, hey, you're just sickly. But when you get healthy again, you're looked at as you're healthy again. Another victory in your life, that you can recover. And as my life was going on and things were happening, and, as I grew, I didn't even think about suicide. I didn't even know what it was until my late 30s, when I got depressed, maybe have a little bit in the family through uncles and things like that, but nothing real serious. But I knew it was there. I think many of us have it probably in our family, have it ourselves. So society things and money can bring it upon us, and failures, and we're not having enough success, and we got to make the efforts though. We got to get up every day, and I was making that short list, and that serenity come over me after months of the short list and not doing much. Now my list is long. You can be there again too. You can recover. You can be victorious again. Another victory in my life was when my son was born. Huge victory. And to show him that life is precious, and that his mother and I gave him life, and to respect that, and and be as best we can as parents, and do the best we can, and even when we're having difficulty with our children, that we're still there for them no matter what, and they're there for their children. The big victory having my son in my life, and as my life went on, and doing mechanics out of high school, and I went to truck driving till I had a real bad accident in 1984, get into real estate. I'm still into real estate now. Having it all, there's great victories going on in my life, having a good job, making money, having my own place, in my early 20s and going through my 20s, and all the things I was doing in my life, and then getting married and having my son, and just great victories, right? We all have them in our life. We all have things, and we had things that we were victorious in, and we had our victories. So we can't lose sight of them. And then whether we get divorced or not, the victory is being compatible with an ex, and to be able to raise your children and to show them the way, and show them how to live a life of fulfillment, and even show them the mistakes, show them your weakness, show them that, I do get weak, things have happened to me, and show them that you're real and that you're honest, and then you can show them that you're a warrior again, lions and lioness. So as I got back to my mid-20s, I was into my mid-20s, and I got back to living again after a divorce, then I get into real estate, another victory. Then I worked through real estate. I gained a lot of connections, and I was doing very good in the market. And then another victory, I opened my own office. I had my own real estate office. It was great. I ended up accumulating 12 people that were working for me and doing very good, and then got remarried, and another victory, and bought a house, and another victory, and just doing very well and feeling happy again, whether we had to go through another divorce or not. And that's what causes a lot of the pain and suffering when we lose everything, which I did. And I lost sight of my victories. Then I fought my way back in 96, started another life again by going to college for the first time after 3 or 4 years single, and then met another woman with 3 stepkids. Total victory raising 3 stepkids. They were 7, 5, and 2, now all older now, but met her in 2000 at Bunker Hill Community College, got married at the college. Huge victory to start another life, and another victory, reopened another office. Making the efforts, even after all that suffering, never think I would get back on my feet again. I think I'll never have it again. But I was wrong, because another relationship occurred, raising the 3 stepkids, and my own biological son, and living life, and reconciling with him after issues, and things like that. These victories, life is, very elusive, right? It's like it's impermanent. But if we're making the efforts, and we're choosing life, and we're staying alive, it's just been great in recovering like that, and then be able to open another office, another victory in my life, and supporting family members and friends and so forth, and you can help again. But first you got to cure yourself. First you got to recover, and having victories through recovery, like every good feeling you might have had that you hold on to, and you have that victory again, and you say to yourself, wow, this feels great. I feel content, not because of what I have, is because I value myself and my self-worth. And so those victories they can continue to come for you in your life. And I want to inspire you to not give up, and to know that it will come again for you, and just keep pushing and keep fighting, and be courageous, and get up. I know sometimes it's very difficult. Believe me, I was in bed for months when I was suffering, and I thought it was the biggest failure because I lost this or I lost that. And then to be able to come through it all, regardless of what's happening in your life. And then after all the shame and guilt I went through after 2010, wanting to take my life, and I struggled. I said, man, I got to do something with this. I have to turn this poison into medicine. and I decided to go public in 2016. Huge victory. And here I am. Hey, I'm not breaking the bank. Believe me. I self-fund anytime you can help me. And on my Venmo, you'll start to see me under Dan Pelly Suicide Warrior. I welcome the help. Or follow me on YouTube. Follow, I follow everybody. And because they follow me, I follow them. I'm no more special than you are. I know a lot of these popular people, they're very limited on who they're following. I'm like, why? I just follow everybody. I see your life go by. I'm happy for your life. So all these victories since 2016, and I've had many people reach out to me, although we have lost people that I've encouraged. We're not going to be able to save everybody, and the people that we encourage, sometimes it just, what goes on in someone's mind, we can't be there every second of the day for somebody either. But I knew we're helping people, all the people that have come towards me since 2016, and the speaking I've done, and the people that have approached me, and is, hopefully, my stories and my recovery inspires people and inspires you, which it has. And I had a mother call me one time. Her daughter was suicidal at 11 years old. She was ashamed to reach out. And I said, no, 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 no. You have to get up tomorrow morning and you have to call adolescent services and you have to get your daughter help, because even children to the very old, we can have suicide ideation. And we had a long conversation about it, and she said she was gonna. We're just messaging too. We didn't even talk live, just messaging back and forth. And then after that, I didn't hear from her for like 6 months. This was a huge victory to show me early on when I started going public. 6, 7 months go by, she messages me, and this is not to boast about it, it's to show that we can inspire someone else with our story too. And she said, Dan, thank you for directing me and moving me away from the shame, because I got my daughter help, and she got help in a couple of adolescent programs. She's no longer suicidal, Dan, and she's thriving, and I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. This is important. You don't have to be a public figure. You don't have to be a known person. You can help that person right in front of you. That person that's right in front of you. Hey, how's your day going? How's things? Hi, smile. Sometimes just that alone can make people feel they're worthy, that you've noticed them. This is another victory. So all these victories that we can have in our life, whether it's success, look at suffering is a learning curve, and we must turn our poison into medicine, not only for ourselves, but for others. I learned that in my Buddhist practice, and it's so important. But to be content and happy today and be med-free since 2011 is just huge victories going on for me. And it's because I get up, not that every day that I feel like I want to even, today I'm not in the mood. I'm not in the mood. I'm a human being. I'm down. I'm out. But the important thing is to redetermine who you are and what you're going to do, and say, hey, you know what? I'm going to choose life. I'm going to get up and I'm going to redetermine my mission. I'm going to redetermine my work, and I'm going to get through the work I'm dealing with now, and I'm going to be victorious. These things are important. We must never give up. Your life matters. It matters. You matter. I matter. It's important to know these victories can come again and you can recover. I'm living proof. I know other people that have attempted suicide, whether they're known figures or not. They're living proof, and they're all warriors. I'm not just a warrior. You're a warrior. We're all warriors in this life, whether we go down the road of suicide ideation or not. Fighting this life, not easy sometimes, but we fight for that happiness, and we fight for the things that we want, because happiness is always better than sadness. And that's why we keep fighting, and that's why this world keeps turning, because good will always win over evil. And we do have our battles, and that's why we have to be warriors. We might not feel it today, but tomorrow when you get up or later today, you got to be a warrior. You got to choose life. There's victories there. There's victories for you to accomplish. And I'm going to leave you with that. And I'm going to leave you with my Buddhist prayer that I do at the end of my videos. My name's Dan Pell, the inspirational speaker. Like, follow me, help the cause. And let's keep passing the word to others to keep choosing life. Not only ourselves, but others to choose life. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo for your good health, your protection, your wisdom, your compassion, your courage, your determination, your mission, your happiness, your family, your good fortune, and total victory.